self-serving, persuasive talkers
of everything and nothing.
We are Conversation Con Artists.
What's going on, people? It's your boy, Mr. On Point.
And I kind of wish I was a Morehouse graduate.
Damn, me too.
Also known as Calamity Red. Wait, ain't Morehouse all men?
I guess so.
God damn it, I couldn't do it anyway.
Well, I could.
You could, I couldn't.
I wouldn't, though. But we are Conversation Con Artists. Here for another wonderful, fantastic episode. You can find me, Mr. On Point, at Mr. MISTER_ on point on Twitter and Instagram.
And I can be found at red_calamity. Also, we are still doing the listening letter portion of the show. So if you have a question you would like for us to answer on the show, you can send it to our Gmail account, which is conversationconartist@gmail.com, or you can find us on Facebook, Conversation Con Artists, and send it to us that way. And we have 2 letters this week, one from Colin on meat positivity. I hate you.
Tags and the other one first.
And tag. Oh, you want me to go to tags first?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So also we have tag. And his is titled Daps. What's up, Red and On Point? I would like to formally apologize to On Point and black men at large for failing to snap with my daps. Somewhere along the way, I was told that we weren't doing that no more. Also, it gets tiring when you got to greet a whole group of people. I will be reinstating the snap henceforth.
Oh, yeah.
Westworld is an amazing show. It's a combination of sci-fi, western thriller, and the existential dread of emerging artificial intelligence. It's great. Wouldn't want you to have an existential crisis for an hour every Sunday, right?
You said that all wrong.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, wouldn't want you to have, like, I didn't put the emphasis.
No, you missed the whole word.
What did I miss? Wouldn't you want to have an existential crisis for an hour every Sunday night? Oh, okay.
No, I
wouldn't. On the topic of Deontay Wilder, if he dies, he dies. Deontay Wilder, man. Red, I used to play The Sims a little bit. I want to get back into it. Just haven't yet. All right, that's all I got for this week. Peace. Tag. So, yeah. Actually, people, let me say, everybody that listened to the show last week that is giving me shit about playing The Sims felt bad about that shit because now it's tied to trauma. Which, I mean, I didn't even realize that. Like, honestly, when On Point asked that question, that was the first thing that came to mind. And I had an epiphany in that moment and realized that that's why I started playing The Sims and why I continue on and off to kind of play it. So it's like, I didn't even know the shit. How would y'all have known that? So it's not anything to feel bad about.
I mean, so I ain't never gave you shit about it. But to know the relationship you have with The Sims and to know the relationship you have with your dad,
yeah,
and to know where it came from now, it's like, oh shit, yeah, all this is connected.
Yeah, I know. I didn't realize it myself.
Damn. The Sims means more than just a game.
Yeah,
the
and
origins of it.
I started thinking about
important.
It. You know, so you could kind of on the original Sims like make your people get a divorce. I was probably the only person in the world who was still a kid that was like making my folks get a divorce because that's what I wanted. I wanted my parents to divorce so bad for so long because I felt like everybody would be happy if them niggas just weren't together no more. And so I was doing that in the game, like, and I don't think a lot of people probably utilize that function.
No, because nobody
likes divorce.
Divorce is trauma for kids, and you sit here as a divorce advocate.
Yes.
You got friends. So tell me about that divorce your parents went through. I'm interested.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with her?
Get the fuck away from me.
Exactly. But I still, I have The Sims 4 on my on Xbox. It's not quite the same on console, but I also fucking hate sitting at a computer playing computer games now. So it's like, I don't know. It's
bittersweet.
It's bittersweet because like I used to didn't mind doing it, but now like sitting and doing computer games where I could be like laid on my couch with a controller is like, don't really want to do it now. Deontay Wilder is fucking hilarious. Like, I still.
Grammar issues aside, did you see the fight?
I don't watch boxing.
I don't watch boxing either. But I scroll down my Facebook feed.
Did he win?
Win is an understatement.
He didn't kill the guy.
Bruh, it looked like he got brain damage if he didn't. He hit that man so hard.
Well,
I'll show it to you
He said it's the only sport where you could kill a man and it's legal. Why not utilize his right to do so?
He hit that man so hard.
Deontay Wilder, that grandma, like, I don't know.
Like I said, what I don't understand is how he so eloquently talked about
to this day
black folk issues, and we get to whatever he was talking. What the hell happened?
What it do? But we does. You ain't supposed to hit each other in the head, but we does.
I don't, so
maybe because he didn't got hit in between those times.
I mean, that's very possible.
And,
because I saw what happened before. I saw what happened after Muhammad Ali had
that Muhammad Ali got real fucked up.
So,
Westworld sucks. Sorry, I couldn't.
You can't make that assessment. True. You don't have enough information to assess. So, what is best for me and you to say is that
it's not for me.
It's not that. Listen. A show has to meet certain criteria for me to keep watching.
It's got to grab me within. If you don't get me in the first 2 episodes, I'm gonna stop watching.
Same thing for my video games. I think I've explained this before. Games have to introduce new villains, new powers, and new weapons in an acceptable enough amount of time for me to continue playing. If a long period goes when ain't shit upgraded, I get bored with the same shit happening. So for a movie, a TV show, the same thing. And in Westworld, in the 7 episodes I watched, they spent too much time building. It did not meet my level of desirability for that. And maybe episode 8 was when they get live. But I ain't gonna find out.
Too late now.
Unless I meet a young lady who happens to want to watch Westworld and want me to participate in it with her, then I'll do it. But until then,
what are the odds of that? I don't really know much about dapping because nobody daps me up. Like when people meet me or like, especially God, they hug me.
So going back to the conversation we just had, if you meet somebody that's a TV show, movie connoisseur and just love watching all kind of series, like, are you gonna be watching with them? Or when shows come up that you don't want to watch, or if the show is too popular for you to want to watch now, are you going to do it with your mate because it's time you can spend with your mate to doing something they like? Or are you going to be like, I don't really like that. I'm going to play the game in the other room. Like,
no, because time spent is very important to me when I'm with somebody, like, because I'm so finicky about like having my alone time. So I'm dedicated to whatever time you need me to be with you. I'm dedicated to this because I'm gonna need my me time. And when I get my me time, I don't want to hear no shit from you. So because of that, I'm very dedicated to it. However they want to spend time, as long as it's within reason. So I will watch a show that might be popular, which I don't watch popular shows while they're popular. If y'all didn't know, I just don't like to do that because people do spoilers and ruin shit. I don't have to deal with that when I can just watch it. And I don't like to wait. Like if I decide I want to watch Game of Thrones now, I can watch that shit all the way through. I don't have to wait. I don't have to wait till the next season and none of that shit, right? Because it's over now, so I can just watch it all the way through. But I would with him if he wanted to watch whatever new show was, I would do it.
So what's your quality time requirements? If his is gonna be watching movies or whatever, what is yours? So we got whatever he want to do, and you spend time with him doing that. Your me time. What is your quality time look like? Like, what is your choice for when y'all spend time together?
Well, not right now because it's hot as fuck. But I developed a like for hiking. So like taking Remy and going hiking would be something that I would want to do. So he would at least, and I'm not the best in shape, so it ain't gonna be nothing where we gonna be hiking for miles and miles because my ass will fall out too. But like in the spring kills me, but mostly fall because the spring I'd be about to die because I can't breathe. I like to go hiking and take Remy. Kingston old, he can't go. But like stuff like that, or just stuff where it's like just the two of us. But we could talk. Like when you hiking, you mean it's just y'all. Other than anybody that you might pass by, but something like that, or movies, or going to get something to eat, just regular shit. Like it don't take a lot. I'm not real picky. So, but probably something with the dogs.
I got you.
So he would need to be able to do that, but yeah.
Okay, cool. So you don't know nothing about daps.
Niggas
Women don't really do daps.
Women don't do daps, and dudes don't dap up women. Like, I get hugs. Like, when we all get together, y'all niggas dap each other up, and everybody come hug me.
I'm telling you.
Like, nobody. I don't think anybody's ever tried to dap me up. Like, I don't think it's ever happened. No, I don't think that's ever happened. So I really know nothing about daps because I haven't had to do it. It's not something.
Daps is a black man thing.
Yeah, women don't do that.
And I don't want to tag. I don't want to throw you all the way off. I don't snap 100% of the time, but that's only when I'm in an environment where the snap might look a little bit ratchet, so to speak.
Like what environment would you be dapping, but the snap would make it look bad?
So let me tell y'all something about the school systems in Shelby County, which is predominantly white.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
A lot of the assistant principals are black at these white schools. Hoover got a black assistant principal. Oak Mountain got a black assistant principal. And the assistant principals, especially when it comes to high schools, but these assistant principals deal with trouble issues.
Yeah.
So most of them are usually pretty down to earth. They black.
Yeah.
Like Oak Mountain High School, the assistant principal is from Inslee.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's black.
If not from Inslee, he used to work at an Inslee school. I don't remember which one.
Still black.
But he's black. So when I meet him in the middle of the office,
you dap him up, but you don't snap.
He give real daps. You know?
But no snap.
No, he snaps. He snapped and I didn't. But now I know in the future I'm snapping with him. Or if kids on my caseload. See, I always do what my kids expect. So if they snap, I snap. All of them don't snap. So I don't, but if you don't snap when you should, it's a problem. So it's best to snap. That's my philosophy. It's best to snap.
It's so complicated. I'm kind of glad I don't have to do it. I just get hugs.
I need somebody to do a daps video with me. So Shogun, Leroy Ketchum, or Cole Jackson, or Rockman 3K3. We need to do some daps videos.
Jesus, I'll record them. I can't.
But yeah, daps. What else tag? Let us say.
That was it. Westworld, daps, Deontay Wilder, and The Sims. I think we covered it all.
Okay, cool. And then we got the letter from Colin.
Yes. All right. Like I said, it's meat positivity is the name of it. Okay. What up, y'all? Man, life has been busy. I found out I'm going to be a daddy and work is ridiculous. My nigga, a dad?
Yeah.
What?
Congratulations. Because that's what people say.
I mean it. Congratulations. I don't know what
you chose to embark on the path of raising a human from scratch.
Yes.
And I respect it.
Anyway.
You spent 8 years trying to keep a little person alive?
Say what?
You spent 8 years.
Why just 8 years? Oh, you spent the whole time.
Well, I mean, eight is about the time where they got the rules well enough to be able to kind of keep themselves alive.
Yeah, but then you got to worry about.
The only thing you got to do is worry about they natural inhibitions. Like shit, like they know they shouldn't be in the street. But and they know they shouldn't cross the street without somebody. But if they see their friend across the street, they might dart across, not thinking all them rules. Around 8 or 9 is when they start getting that. You know what I'm saying? At this point, you done seen somebody on the TV show get hit by a car, so you be like, "Oh shit, is that what happens? Is that what Daddy been trying to keep me from crossing the street? Oh hell no, I ain't never gonna cross the street." You know, so So you still gotta kind of monitor them, but that's when they can regulate a little bit better.
See, my thing is teenagers. That's the part I'm not looking forward to because I don't want to have to fucking throat chop nobody. But I feel like with my kid having any bits of me, I'm gonna probably have to karate chop a nigga in the throat.
No, congratulations for real.
No, yeah. Anyway, on to these episodes of Mr. Point's foolishness about meat positivity.
Why is that foolishness? What's foolish about meat positivity?
I guess he's gonna explain it. Listen. Number one, the last episode for Red, man, I'm telling you, go on and holler at a boy you knew back in the day who was a square to the popular kids. As long as he wasn't doing that anime sprinting hallways at school, he's probably good to go. Laugh out loud. I'm gonna speak on that.
Naruto. I know the anime sprint. I don't do it. I'm too fat.
I'm gonna speak on that one. Number two, meat positivity and cuckoldry. Cuckoldry? Am I saying that? Cuckoldry.
You say it better than I would.
Look, I've been, oh God, I thought this said prostituted. I've been propositioned. Sorry, Colin. Colin has not been prostituted. He's been propositioned. It's usually by older white men and their wives. Really? That's wow. It's a weird thing. Yeah, I would think so because it seems like it would fire you up when you're scrolling on that section on Pornhub or what XNXX. Mm-hmm. But when it happens in real life, it just feels gross. The Red's man's in the story. We all know damn well his wife just wants a black man. People like what they like, and when you repress it, you end up fucking up. His mama in the story probably dated Darius on the football team at Auburn when she was in college, and they loved each other, but her daddy would have disowned her from the family inheritance if she married a black. So she broke up and ended up marrying Chad instead and had the perfect little family, but at the end of the day, she still wishes she was married to Darius, who went on to graduate, go to med school, is now Darius Jones, MD, an orthopedic surgeon in Coral Gables, Florida. Now with a second home in Aruba and a third villa on the coast of Italy. 2A, y'all should have titled this episode Meat Positivity.
I want to break in right here and let everybody know again, every one of our episodes is named after movies.
It is, yeah.
It's a lateral to some kind of movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we named it after. So if you go back and look at all the titles except the first two, because we named one of them after a Samuel L. Jackson quote, yeah. And then we named one after a TV show. But every single other episode after that has been named after a movie.
Yeah. Number 3, Alabama politics. Bruh, man, listen. Number 4, foot fetish. Fetishes generally. I'm not sure how fetishes are developed, but I'm interested in looking it up. The one thing I'll never do, though, is judge anybody for their kink. # no kink shaming. As long as all participants are of the age of consent and have given consent as well. Again, back to the repressive thing. It's probably why we have shit happening like politicians punching their wives in the face over sex. And then he posted, there's a story that goes with that. Mississippi lawmaker punched wife in face over sex.
Yeah, she got dressed too slowly.
She got dressed. Oh,
she undressed. Undressed too slowly.
How the fuck? It's a tease. What do you mean? She was getting undressed.
You remember that scene? Have you seen Bruce Almighty?
Yes.
With Jim Carrey?
Where he like...
You remember that scene where he just woo and all his clothes just went off? Like, damn, is that what you want?
God damn. Have a little bit of tease, a little bit of theatrics to it.
She got hit in the face and was like, are you not entertained?
And then he was a Republican. I'm telling y'all, these fucking Republicans be repressed as shit because they act like they got all of these family values.
Women, hell, they just like...
And trying to repress women.
They like the grown version of boys who running away from girls because they had cooties. That's conservative men. That's how they making legislation. They like, women have cooties. They don't need to be making decisions. They need to be having our babies. Rape isn't real. The body can shut it down.
Oh my God.
And if a rapist wants custody of the child, he can petition for it. Girls have cooties.
Doug McLeod, I guess is how you said his name.
Doug
but
McLeod.
He was drunk and holding a glass of alcohol when the police arrived. He punched his wife in her nose and bloodied her nose. When officers told McLeod a domestic assault had been reported, they said he replied, "Are you kidding me?" Yes, nigga, you can't go punching your wife in the face in 2019. It's illegal now. You just in the wrong decade, my dude.
He one of them, do you know who I am type of motherfucker. Like, do you know who I am? Well, right now, sir, you're domestic violence suspect. You hit somebody in the face, your wife.
Because she wasn't getting undressed fast enough. Because she was undressing, but it wasn't fast enough for you, so you punch her in the face. I wish a motherfucker would. Long story short.
Hold on, I'm going to continue the letter.
Long story short, it's never that serious. There are billions of people in the world. There is someone on this earth who wants nothing more than to suck your meat. I hate you so much, Colin. Man or woman, no judgment. The sooner we stop trying to implement the Christian version of Sharia law in the United States.
I might be saying it wrong.
It has to be Sharia. Sharia just sounds like some shit black folks would say.
I don't know, but every time something seemed to be wrong, I just take a affirmative stance and make it sound like I know what I'm talking about. But what's the letter?
I can't.
Somebody pointed out.
Yes.
Deborah.
It wasn't Deborah. Was it Deborah? Now we're gonna have to look up her name. So
either way, she pointed out that I be wrong. So I think
it is Sharia. Sharia don't sound right. Sharia law in the United States. The sooner we can move beyond stupidity and have a sex positive society. Still won't solve all extremism and symptoms of rape culture like this tough guy above punching his wife. But hopefully we move more away from people thinking they deserve it. Incel types? I don't know. Number 5, fuck Ben Carson. Also, your long overdue reminder that Donald Trump and his entire administration are a geopolitical galaxy spanning disgrace. Even if aliens wanted to visit Earth, they damn sure wouldn't come to the U.S. if they've been observing this hot garbage. If I hear anything else on here, I'll write again, laugh out loud.
So I started writing it started off as a poetry series, but then I turned it into like a book concept about aliens coming to Earth, and the essence of them coming here is to learn about concepts that are foreign to them, like love, hate, just everything. It was supposed to be an alien who came down here and integrated in here with us, reporting back about what he's finding out about these things through just normal interaction. He's not like asking people what love is and what hate is, but it's supposed to focus on the complexities of things like love that can be positive and negative, and hate and history, But a part of me believe that if aliens come down here and can integrate like that and start talking, I would want them to ask brown folks their experience and be like, we need to get rid of these white people, don't we? I know that sounds real bad, and I don't want white people to be gotten rid of.
Oh, Jesus.
But the essence of it is just, I want somebody to understand my experience and to validate it.
Yeah.
So
as far as finding the guy who was a square to the popular kids back in the day. So Colin, because we've been talking about this, I literally sat down and I was like, let's go through the history of Red's love life. Who, if I went back to so I wouldn't have to do this dating shit and it would just kind of be a getting to know you, who would that be? And sadly, Colin, I don't think I got nobody like that, bro. I don't think it's nobody. There was one person, okay, and I've talked about him before. He's the dude that was in the Air Force. He retired. He had a medical retirement out of the Air Force now. My mom loved him, but he was way too nice. And by nice, I mean he just was never gonna disagree with shit that I did, and I couldn't stand that. But even if I was like, well, that was then. It's been years. Maybe he's different. So I'm thinking maybe I'll reach out to him and contact him. Talk to my mom. And my mom still loves him. So she randomly brings him up. And so she she was telling me, I don't even know how we got on this, but anyway, she was like, yeah, I talked, either she talked to him or talked to somebody in his family, and I was like, oh, okay, you know, how's he doing? And she was like, oh, he's good. He done cleared off some land and he about to put a trailer on it, and she said it like it was something that I should have been like, for real, like like something like it's good, like it's a good thing. That's not a good thing in my book. Now, keep in mind, I lived in a trailer for the entirety of my childhood. My parents have a house now, but they got their house when I graduated college. Like, I grew up my whole life in a trailer.
So I got a question. Is that high standards for Talladega living? Do your mama got low standards, or your mama standards are adjusted for how much she like this dude and want you to talk to him?
A little bit of all three of those things, I think. For Talladega,
Damn.
It is high. It is like, and I kind of knew that this is probably where he saw the apex of his life being, because all his friends are like his family members. Like, he's always been very like deeply entrenched in his family, which is fine, but Red will never live in Talladega again. And not just, you went and saw where my parents live at. Mm-hmm. Now take that and downgrade it about 3 or 4 notches is where he putting his trailer at. It's like nothing. Like, they at the cow pasture, at least. It ain't shit but woods and mosquitoes. Where he's
all of the shows I watch, like The Mentalist and Law and Order, SVU, is that when somebody goes out and have a whole isolated house, they murdering. They is dragging women and keeping them underneath the house in a box. He come back and visit them every now and then and be like, hey, gave you just enough air to almost die. I hope you enjoy me letting you live.
He just country as fuck. Like, he just country. I don't know, but there's no fucking way that would be my life. Like, it's not gonna happen. Like, no. I don't even want to live in Talladega, not let alone where he's at. It's still Talladega, but it's called Martyrsville. Martyrsville. And it's just woods with trailers. And they're all his family members, like, and it's like a road. It's like a 1-lane road, but 2 cars are expected to bypass each other on the shit. So you got to drive real slow, like, it's just too much. There's no way. So that immediately canceled him out, because he didn't commit it. Okay, he didn't cleared off some fucking land. He moving the trailer out there. Like, that's what he wants to do. That's where he gonna live. I'm not gonna live there with him, though. And I'm not going to ask him to give up his dream of living amongst his family until the end of his days and raising his children in Martyrsville. You know, if that's what he wants to do with his life, he should be able to do that. However, I'm not doing that shit. So with taking him out of the running, there's not anybody else that I've dated that I think that I could do, you know. Tarvis maybe, but like, I just don't feel like it's too much. We don't fight, but we like argue a lot about shit. I ain't got time for this shit, to be honest. And Tarvis is also the nigga that went to prison for a little while, so like, I still have questions about what that was, and he's never gonna tell me the truth.
He ain't gonna tell you.
No, he's not. So I can't. I don't know what you did for them 2.5 years, bruh.
He just gonna want you to press up on his prostate a little bit every now and then.
Which I'm not willing to do. No kink shaming, okay? But no, I'm not willing to do it. So I don't even think that's an option. I'm gonna have to like date somebody fucking new.
What if?
Want to. Oh God. You laughing too hard. I already know there's finna be some fuck shit. What if he like just wore him a little butt plug or something?
You didn't know. You don't know. What have you found out?
No.
What happens now that you found out?
That's it. I can't. That's weird. And I know that it would be weird if it was somebody that like had never gone to prison. But with you having gone to prison and me finding that out now, I'm gonna be like, this what you was doing in prison?
But how you know he wasn't doing it before prison?
I mean, I didn't experience that when I was with him prior to prison. So like he
So
could
was
have
that
been
time after you and before prison?
Yes.
Okay, well,
It
somebody
was
else
a
might have
long.
helped him explore his inner workings.
I don't want to know, but he's the prison thing is too much for me when it comes to him.
I got you.
And he's not going to be honest about it. So like Colin, I really did sit down and think about like if there was somebody. Now, there's not anything else. Like, unless like me and Cole would kill each other. I couldn't date him. Like we would literally, somebody would die. Like I feel like one of us would eventually kill the other. I don't think it would be possible. I'm just gonna have to get out here and fucking date, man.
You have to get out here and date.
I hate it though. I really wish I could do what Colin did. Like that shit sounds amazing. You just get back with somebody you was with already and bam, a baby, nigga. What? That sounds amazing. That sounds like just. I'm so happy for him because I wish that was my life. That sounds awesome. Shit. Damn. But it ain't gonna happen. I went back in my arsenal. Ain't nobody back there.
Man, be proud of the meat you got. You ain't do nothing. You can't control that. Is there any research that shows that evidence? I heard some people say that if you wore tighty whities when you was a kid,
I don't think so.
That's stupid. No, it don't work like that.
Every other genetic thing that is in your family, I don't think you have any control.
You got a random roll of whatever meat you got, and you use that meat to its full capacity. And the only way you can use that meat to its full capacity is if you are proud of what you have. If you are ashamed of your meat, you got a 60% threshold of the cap that you can get to.
He sounded like okay, so this is in reference to the call that I got about the guy whose wife had sex with a black stripper and he was concerned about the size of his own penis. He seemed like he was okay with the size of his own penis prior to her fucking this black dude.
But see, his perception of black men probably goes back to porn and that old traditional over-sexualization of black men. He probably think that every black man got a 12, 13-inch dangle going on. And he might be okay with his 7 or 8, but it ain't that. Because this is the only explanation he got in his head for why his woman would be messing with a black man. It ain't because that bronzeness that the African American carries is just amazing.
Black skin's beautiful, man.
It is.
Has glow all its own.
Maybe she just like it. Maybe
can't
she's
be found
like
anywhere else.
Maybe she like black men to her is like a flower and she just a little bee
I
that
hate
can't
you.
help but buzz around their ass. I don't know. But all I'm saying is you need to be proud of what you got.
Have you had somebody ask you to be a cook? Well, no. He's the cuckold. You would be the stag.
I don't know.
What's the dude in
Bull.
the bull? You would be the bull. Have you had that happen? Has somebody asked you to do?
First off, one, I'm not successful. Okay, Colin is successful. So, and I'm not gonna say I'm not. My definition of successful, but Colin is the white people definition of successful.
But now I want to know. Now, Colin, now you got to let us know when in your life this was, because if it was prior to.
I'd like to know. I mean, you got a military man.
He does.
In law. Like, on paper.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about all that.
On paper, you got shit going on. On paper, I'm a businessman in mental health. Nobody really know what that means. Okay? I work with kids. I'm not the person they walking up to.
But that's not how cuckolding works. It doesn't have anything to do with the success of the black man. It's
well, it has something to do with the access.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm definitely not going to be at no school and a teacher going to come up to me and be like, I like that bronze skin you got. Me and my husband, we kind of are looking for somebody like you. That's not going to happen in a school, okay? He's not in those environments.
True.
So I would have to be somewhere completely different for that conversation to take place. That is
a whole thing. Well, not necessarily cuckolding, but again, I'm on these dating websites. It's a thing on Tinder. Like, it's people constantly looking for a third, like, all the time. Like, there are a lot of profiles where it's like, I have a girlfriend, but we're looking for a third. Like,
I mean, that's the thing. Our society is becoming a lot more progressive when it comes to those relationships. But I haven't So no, I have not had. And then I'm gonna say this. I am very comfortable in my own skin, but I am not society's definition of what somebody is looking for. Like, a woman got to have a very specific.
But it's Colin?
I think so.
I don't know.
Fit, charming.
You look fit.
I don't look fit.
You look solid. You don't look like you.
I look like I played football 15 years ago and just didn't get no fatter. But that's not fit at all. My fat just happens to fall in places that make me look like I used to play football. And I played football the last time in the 11th grade. Okay? Let's not get this confused. Let's make sure we're clear on all that shit.
You know what? And we don't have pictures of ourselves. We just have the cartoons. I mean, I guess if you go to our Instagrams, you will have seen what we look like. But
I'll put a picture
I feel like the way you describe yourself, when people see you, they gonna be like, "What is not gonna match what your description?"
I don't look like Fat Albert, okay? I look like Mark Henry. And the last time you saw Mark Henry, he was pulling a truck or he was throwing a big motherfucker off of a rope.
Wait, what's the other guy that you? Because when we were looking for my Prius, what did the white man? Who did he think you looked like? It wasn't Mark Henry. It's the other person, the football player.
It's so many.
I don't know. Remember
what man?
When we were looking for
where were we?
We were at Birmingham Auto Auction.
I don't remember somebody saying I look like somebody.
When we were.
He did.
He did.
Kimbo Slice.
What does Kimbo Slice do? That is
a world star boxer, knocking people out on the streets.
That's who we thought you. Like, people notice it's enough of a resemblance that like people say shit.
Yeah, and it's always those dudes that are top heavy where they kind of look swole up top.
But that's what I mean.
But they really just fat. Like me.
Fuck was that?
What the fuck was that? It sounded like a plane just flew over the goddamn.
Like close. Because I saw a shadow. What the fuck? I don't know what that was.
I don't know. I guess we need to be looking for plane crashes in the area.
The fuck?
There ain't no airport around here.
No, and it was a shadow because I thought the lights flashed.
It did. They did.
That was the light?
The lights flickered, yeah.
What the fuck was I don't know what that was.
Listen, y'all, I don't know what the fuck just happened, but it sounded like an airplane just flew very close
like
over my building.
Like it's finna crash somewhere close. Goddamn. Okay, so you have not had anybody ask you about Kurt Cobain?
No, they have not.
Foot fetishes, again, this was
and this is another thing. When you see it online, you always see very attractive white women with a black dude, in porn. You know, like, I just have a feeling it's not going to be like that in real life.
Probably not.
It's not at all.
I'm sure this man who was calling me's wife probably was not an attractive white lady.
Yeah, like
I doubt that she was an attractive white woman. I just have a feeling.
Like Miss Doubtfire and Dennis Quaid coming up to you asking if you want to be the third in a situation. And you like, no, I'm busy. We didn't even tell you the date. I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm pretty sure.
Indefinitely, I'm
all
busy.
The time.
I don't listen, everybody has their fetishes and they are entitled to them. Foot fetishes are still weird to me. I don't get it. I don't get fetishes for the most part. Like, I would like to know like somebody's first experience that led them to being like all about feet. Because there's a lot of that. It's summertime now. I'm noticing the change on Tinder. I've seen two profiles of people who just want to fuck with people's feet.
So this is what I think. I think that it takes a series of different things. Okay. I think one, the very core of a person has to have a natural propensity, genetic predisposition.
Okay. To
be highly influenced by different things that happen in the world. So I don't think it would just apply to fetishes, but I think their brain have to be very susceptible to adopting ways of thinking. I also think that same brain has to be a brain that in that event, development kind of shifts. So where a person would experience this thing, Like, say somebody who has a leather fetish. Let's say the person with this brain slept on a couch that was leather, and they had a wet dream, and their body and their brain habituated that feeling of the leather to the feeling of that sexual experience, and hence now it's connected to where some people would not connect those things. Normal brains would not connect that feeling of leather to that.
Yeah,
that brain would, and not only that, but that brain would not be able to get past that feeling. You know, so maybe a foot fetish comes from cousins. Well, one of the because women never have foot fetish. Like, women never have.
his feet are gross.
That foot. It's only men for some reason. But either way, I would imagine like when cousins where they gotta sleep foot to face. Like,
Oh yeah, foot to,
you know what I'm
foot to
saying?
head.
Foot to head, and he wake up from a good dream and see his little cousin feet in his face. I don't know. I that's what I think though. I think that it connects to a moment in time in which you should grow from that moment, but you don't. You're like halted in time, and I think that's what I think about pedophilia personally. I think pedophilia is a moment where something happened at that age where it's okay to happen. If you are 12,
And
if
you
you
get
12-year-old
stuck there,
and you
she's
put
12.
around a 12-year-old girl and something happens, you get stuck in that moment and you can't leave that attraction for that 12-year-old. You can't leave it. But I think that's because of the way your brain is structured and the way that it doesn't help you grow past that moment. You end up being frozen at that sexual moment, and you connect it to all of your sexual moments. I think that's what I think. But you know,
I don't know.
who knows?
Ben Carson. If y'all have not seen that
Wait a minute,
video,
hold on.
Oh,
I'm inclined to believe that people who are advocate defenders of kinks got some special kinks. Now, I don't know what your kinks is, Colin. I don't know. I ain't asking. I don't want to know. But I want you to know that I believe you got some kink life going on. Okay?
or he's just somebody who feels like people should be free to have their kink. He might not have his own kink.
Because he don't want his judged. That's how that works.
I mean,
The only people with secrets who shame people with secrets is hardcore Christians. Okay? Everybody else who got secrets know better. Everybody else who got their own secrets just be like, I ain't saying shit. I ain't saying shit about their secrets.
I got my own
I
shit.
got mine.
Oh God.
And so and then I'm going to talk about the Mississippi lawmaker that punched the lady.
Like what? God.
They came out with this. They had a whole thing, but this is the part that's weird. Though we understand the media's desire to immediately engage in speculative reporting in any matter such as this, the taking of things out of context has been surprising. We are not the people who have recently been displayed in certain stories. While Doug nor I claim to be perfect, the twisting of information has misrepresented me and the truth.
What?
We intend to let the process work as designed, and we refuse to feed into the frenzy that has been initiated by the misleading reporting been done. We will ask that you reserve judgment and request that you respect our family and our family's privacy. Okay, so you can't say y'all don't know what's going on. Wait until we let you know what's going on. We ain't gonna let you know what's going on. Respect our privacy. None of this shit said it didn't happen.
Nope.
None of this shit rendered an apology.
And this was by the wife.
Yeah.
This that shit that make me so why are you taking up for this nigga that punched you in the face? Fuck him.
Because he is the breadwinner.
Fuck him.
Because he said, bitch, you know if you leave me, you ain't gonna get none of this politics money. I'm gonna fight you tooth and nail for everything you got. You gonna go after these people and you gonna apologize to me.
This would be the perfect time for her to leave. You out here looking like some kind of perv now. This is the
He's
perfect
probably like,
opportunity.
apologize to me for calling the police.
Man.
So I don't know,
that
man.
irks me that
it's
she the
stupid.
one made a statement. And she
Secrets,
taking
man.
up for his ass. He punched her and blooded her nose because she wasn't I'm about to fuck you, but it's not fast enough for you, so I get punched in the face. What? The fuck? And now I'm apologizing? No. That is crazy. That is crazy as fuck. If y'all hadn't watched Ben Carson, like, he is so not the person for the position that he is in. He had no idea what this lady was talking about, and yet this is a base term for anybody in real estate, and he thought that he was actually talking about fucking Oreo cookies. And when there was a black lady that was asking him questions, and he was like not answering, and of course she said reclaiming my time, and then he said claiming my time, and she had to tell him, you don't get to do that. You don't get to reclaim your time because you're not on the like, he is so incompetent in this particular area. Like, yes, he is a neurosurgeon, that's what his lane is, but this shit right here, this HUD shit, he don't know shit about that. He looks stupid as fuck. If you haven't like seen him, you need to, because he just looked like an airhead.
Ben Carson is the essence of the phrase when I say I'm smart at what I'm smart at. Because like right now, him carrying on, I'm not even sure if he's smart at being a surgeon. It feels like it right now. It makes most sense if somebody said Ben Carson never actually performed surgery. He just had somebody else come and do it, leave, and then he took the credit. That make most sense.
It does
right now than him being an actual brain surgeon.
Because he looked hot. Like, just the way that he was kind of like, what? Like, he just was not aware at all of what was going on, what he was being asked. And did you see he made a post making fun of him saying Oreo cookies, and he posted a picture of Oreo
That's
cookies.
what you're supposed to do.
Is it?
That's the best. Listen, that is the best defense for stupidity. To just embrace it. Ben Shapiro did the same thing. He got onto a radio show. You know Ben Shapiro? Mm-mm. He's just a conservative. He's like white Candace Owens. Okay. Basically. But he got onto a BBC show with one of the most conservative personalities on BBC, and didn't know who he was. But he just has a really confrontational style of challenging the shit you done said. And he said, see, this is what leftists do, and left. And everybody was like, the dude actually said, if you knew how preposterous that statement was that you said, you would not have said it. Because this dude, like, I mean, he is super conservative over there. And Ben Shapiro probably got online and said, well, this is how it feels to get destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the best defense. You can't defend. Some shit you just can't defend. Sometimes you just got to say, yeah, I was stupid. Because it would have been worse for him if he would have tried to fight that shit. Same as Ben Carson. You can't fight some shit. Like, ain't no way to even twist that.
Yeah.
Ain't no way to twist that.
She was like,
he
not
equated
Oreo.
real estate terms with cookies. The only way you can connect that to anything, well, in my real estate development, the house that we have that is a sample that people walk in and look at it at the new development, we have cookies in it. Oreos for free. They can eat those. And that's even a low level of real estate. We ain't even talking about, like, when you talking about real estate on Ben Carson and Trump level, you ain't even talking about them ever even stepping foot in them houses. You talking about them just setting up shit and for stuff to happen for them to make money from.
Clearly said REOs. Like, she clearly said REOs. I don't know. He thought she was talking about cookies. I don't know if he was hungry. Maybe he was like, Oreos? Did you say something about cookies? Like, I don't know. I don't know what was going through his mind.
But like, why are we surprised right now?
True. I mean,
why are we surprised? This is the nature. Whether it's Betsy DeVos,
Jesus,
whether it's Ben Carson, we should not be surprised. This is what's going on in our country.
Betsy was so terrible. I'm so glad I ain't had to hear from her in a while, because that bitch was stupid too. They are not the people for those positions. They have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea about the positions that they're in. They don't know.
Or Mnuchin. Hell. How in 2016, our country said, hey, it's time for a change. All of the money got racist people on it. Andrew Jackson is the worst. We need to replace the person on the $20 bill. Let's replace it with Harriet Tubman. Everybody okay with that? Yeah, we all okay with that. Trump wins. And now Trump is like, I don't know if it's because See, he trying to make it sound like it's for security issues. He was like, no, we're not worried about changing the imagery on the $20 bill. We're worried about the security. And changing the imagery would not make the $20 bill more secure. So we're focused on security. And I promise you, by the time they leave the office, ain't nothing security related gonna be done to a $20 bill.
No, because they've already changed it and put the hologram. Like, it is what it is as far as the security part of the money is concerned. He don't want to put Harriet on there.
I just, it just make me wonder how Trump is having these conversations in the back rooms. Like, for people he really, really trusts. I feel like ain't no way no black ass blackie finna be on no $20 bill while I'm in the office. Now take that to CNN. Leak that one. Trump in there talking like a black preacher.
Oh, Jesus.
Ain't no way y'all finna put no old slave on no $20 bill while I'm in office. Now leak that. Can I get a witness?
I can't stand you.
You know that's how they be doing. That's called hooping and hollering, everybody. That's what they call it.
Oh, you have anything else on Colin's letter?
No. We would talk too long about politics.
Oh God, and we got to get back into it anyway this week. So
either way, last week we talked about putting some comments up on Facebook, and we did get some interaction. The post went like this: "Hey, wonderful listeners, this post is meant for you to be able to share any of your thoughts on the podcast this week. Episode titled Deliver Us from Bama, and answer some of the questions we had at the end of the show. Jump into the conversation. #ConTheCombo. And we had some people like that, Colin included. And we had Natalie and Tag respond. If Natalie could go back in time, she, 1, I wouldn't have gone to the same graduate school. 2, I would have been a nursing, engineering, or computer science major. 3, I would have spent more time with my mom during the past year. 4, I would have saved more money in college."
She would have did all responsible things.
All of the things that she sent us about in the letter before. Yeah. So being responsible, admirable.
Yes.
Tag said, addressing the going back in time question, I'd probably go back to high school and make or unmake some decisions that contributed to my current anxiety issues. Then I'd pick some stock in Google and sit pretty for the rest of my days. The first part of that, very, very admirable. The second part, do what you got to do. I'm going back to birth. Okay? I'm going back to birth and I'm changing all kinds of shit. All right? I thought about this.
Butterfly effect, man.
I don't give a damn. I don't care.
Okay.
Have you seen the movie on Netflix, See You Yesterday?
Mm-mm. See You Yesterday?
Yeah. Mm-mm. It's about 2 black kids that are super duper smart.
Okay.
And they have figured out how to time travel.
Okay.
But they don't have enough equipment to travel back that far. They can only travel back a day, and they can only be there for 10 minutes before they come back. So doing it creates a flurry of different things. And it made me think. I saw that movie and I was thinking about this question. I was like, you know what? What would I do? But in the line, I would go back to birth. I would go back to birth, and we gonna be sitting good by the time I'm 7.
7?
By the time I'm 7, yes.
What are you gonna do between birth and 7?
1, we going back, right? So my daddy went to jail when I was about 3. Daddy's still going to jail, okay? We not stopping daddy from going to jail. He's going to be incarcerated. He on some other shit right now at this point in my family's life. He need to pay for that. He got snitched on. This is how he got, by one of his friends. This is how he got caught up. You know what? He made them decisions. Pay for him. When he get out of jail, we gonna have him right, okay? He'll be okay. He won't have nothing to worry about. But at 3 years old, I'm gonna have to wait until my daddy get arrested, though. Because if I give any hint of what's going on, the shit ain't gonna happen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like Endgame. If I say what's gonna happen, it ain't gonna happen.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be aware of all this. So at 3 years old, after my daddy get locked, I'm gonna be like, what's up, mama? I got some shit to tell you. All right?
And she gonna already be like, what?
Yeah. Look, first off, daddy gonna be in jail until the late 90s. All right? Let's go on ahead and get that one squared away. And she gonna be like, how the hell you, like, I'm 3 years old. Listen, mama, fuck that. You know I ain't supposed to be talking like this. I'm from the future. I've lived this life already. I'm finna make us rich. Now I have to do some research before I go back because I don't know what years Yahoo came on the scene. All these different things. Apple, Polaroid, everything that come on the scene. I'm gonna have it down pat. I'm gonna say, look, mama, Yahoo. She gonna be like, you mean Yoo-hoo? The chocolate drink? You want some? You 3. No, mama, Yahoo. It's an up and coming new online venture that you need to put some stock in. I'm 3. She don't know what the fuck going on. She gonna be like, I don't know what's happening. Listen, mama, I've lived the future. Let me tell you something about yourself, okay? I'm gonna tell you something about yourself. You ready to hear it? In your childhood, damn, what would I tell her? It's so much shit, but I don't want it to be too traumatic. You told me when you was little. You told me this when I was 30. The last time I lived this life. You told me that you had a note that you wrote, I love God or I love Jesus on, and you went and you buried it in the field. And a week later, you came back and found that same note, and it wasn't wet or nothing. It wasn't damaged. It was perfect. She told me that. Okay. She told me that story after I worked with some kids. And she ain't gonna know how I know that, but she gonna know that I know. But man, so daddy's still gonna go to jail. We gonna be rich by the time I'm 7, though. We leaving Alabama. We going somewhere fucking lavish. I don't give a fuck about the timeline. I'm going by Avengers rules. It ain't shit you do that affect the timeline. You just create alternate timelines that you don't even experience. I don't care what's happening in the other timelines. I'm here. I'm rich. I'm rich now. I'm sorry. I'm not responsible. I'm not responsible with this power. I don't need it.
I would have because I said I would have went natural earlier. I would have been one of the first huge YouTubers with the whole natural shit because nobody really cares about that shit now. But I could have did that, and I would have majored in something different. So I would have did a mix of responsible and just selfish shit. It'd have been a mixture of those things.
All the way irresponsible.
But I wouldn't have went all the way back. I still would have went to college. Man,
I got so many asses to whoop across my lifetime. I got so many asses to whoop. I dealt with a lot of shit as a kid. I got a lot of asses to whoop, boy. I feel confident that I would have fought the bully that bullied me a little bit back then. Some friendships that I would not have particularly participated in. It's this dude that was my best friend in like the first half of one of our grades, named Benjamin. Okay. And he currently cross-dresses in a show that they produce out of my hometown called The Real Housewives of Alabama.
Wait. What?
Yeah.
Okay. Ben's life took a turn.
It did take a turn. But
all right, Ben.
I would have gotten rid of some friendships. It's so many things I would have done. It's so many things I would have done differently. And I don't know. See, we rich at 7. I'm 7. We rich. Yes. So my mama ain't mean the stepdaddies that I had. So I don't think I got to do nothing about them because I curved that whole path. We rich now. We done moved on up. The only people trying to holler at mama is dudes that don't mean no good. And I'm a therapist in this life. So I'm 8 years old saying, mama, no, you can't date him. His psychological trauma has impacted him so deeply that if you bring him into our life, you're going to impact me and my brother and yourself on an even higher level that we will recognize. So no, you see the red flags. If you don't, I see him, mama. No, you can't date him. I will fuck this up for you.
You're gonna give your mama a hug.
I'm gonna play my card too. I'm like, we are rich because of me. You know what we'll be living if it wasn't for me? We'll be living in a fucking shack with the fucking back of the house separated from the foundation with rats in it. We moved on up because of me. You is not finna date this nigga here. Go to your room that I paid for.
Oh, Jesus. Terrible.
Yeah, I'm fucking up the timeline, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm leaving y'all back here.
Well, depending on how my shit went, I might not have met none of y'all either. I don't know. Anyway, if you have anything else.
I mean, I'm going back in time knowing that I knew y'all.
Yes. You can find us, I guess, if you wanted to.
That shit ain't gonna work out.
You do the same thing you did with your mama. Like, look. We were friends.
I guess I can assume that all y'all still gonna convene here.
No, we wouldn't, because you were the
No,
reason.
not here in terms of like with us together, but you still eventually would have came to Birmingham. They ain't have shit to do with me.
But if I majored in something different, I wouldn't.
But you wouldn't have.
But that's what I said. I would have gone back and majored in something different.
But you ain't going back in my timeline. I'm going back in my timeline. So you.
But if going back in my timeline, it'll still change.
No, what I'm saying is, I'm assuming that ain't nobody else got this ability when I'm going back.
Oh, okay.
So you doing all the same shit you would have done.
So I'll still be here.
So I can still come to Birmingham,
yes,
find y'all, and be like, look, I know y'all don't know me, but I'm finna change your life. Cole Jackson, Shogun, Leroy, Rockman, your life has changed. Y'all gonna be like, who the fuck is this? But we gonna do it. We gonna find out.
That's hilarious.
It makes me wonder what of your life, with me being a part of it, has been impacted. Like, what would change? Like, I don't know. Without me ever existing in your life,
I wouldn't know any of the people that I know. Like, this whole group of people, I wouldn't know. I only know them through you.
Nothing in Montgomery would have been different, but here maybe some things would have been different. You would have had to have somebody else help you move outside of me, maybe.
But like, what would have changed in Montgomery?
The only thing that happened was you moved to.
You moved before I moved.
I moved to Village Green, then you moved to Village Green.
And then you left Village Green. Was I still there? I was still there.
You were still there when I left.
Maybe not so much in Montgomery, but definitely here would have been completely different if you didn't exist.
Anyway, enough of the going back shit. We clearly it's just a very subjective and unfounded dialogue.
Okay, if you have a question you'd like for us to answer on the show, you can send it to our Gmail account, which is conversationconartist@gmail.com, or you can find us on Facebook, Conversation Con Artist, and send it to us that way. So last week, I talked about the real nigga dissertation. It's like every week Black Twitter does some shit. This week, Black Twitter had the finishing or wrong lyrics. So like you say a lyric or be like, and then just be like, oh, whatever they said. So like, dust yourself off and try his friend or whatever Aaliyah said.
Well, that's horrible. Goddamn, Aaliyah won't say no shit like that. Don't even put them words in Aaliyah's mouth.
Round of applause, send it to my Cash App, clap, clap, or whatever Walker said. I don't know what song that's from.
About Waka Flocka.
I only know like 2 songs, and that don't sound like neither one of the ones that I know. Meet me at the altar with Joe Paychecks, or whatever Jacket is said.
I mean, it's very clear that they said white dress. I was thinking this was about where you can't really understand it.
This was like you just fucking them up on purpose. I got 4 niggas. Oh, I only got 4 niggas, or whatever Avant said instead of 4 minutes.
4 what?
Niggas.
Oh, hell. Was this like a orgy?
I mean, like 4 niggas like my partners is what I would have thought, not like an orgy.
So it's a man saying this, not a woman?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It can have different meanings based on what. I mean, she playing 4 different dudes, getting their money and loot. It could be she having an orgy with all of them.
It could be, I guess. Cash App be anything from 99 to 2000 or whatever the fuck you would say.
I'm still stuck on the 4 minutes.
Why are you stuck on
By
4
say
minutes?
4 niggas.
I
Because the
got 4
whole
niggas.
context of that song, why would you even say that? The gist of the whole song is getting them back.
It
Relationship context.
But it has nothing to do with what the song is actually about.
I don't care. I don't care.
They don't have to have anything to do with the original song.
But I mean, you still want to use that for 12 play.
No.
What would a dude look like if he used 12 play as the song to mention relationships with his homeboys?
I don't.
You know how men gonna look at that.
True, but that's because niggas.
Nigga, don't ever put me in no shit like that ever again in your life. Don't tag me in no shit like this. That shit gay, nigga. That's what they gonna do. You know it. Don't use Avant for your brotherhood shenanigans.
We depressed or whatever DJ Khaled said.
It's funny, but it's sad.
Baby, it is very sad. Baby, die on me, leave me your life insurance policy, or whatever Pretty Ricky said. Grind on me.
Okay, no, don't
Shake what your surgeon gave you, or whatever he said.
Who is he?
Who did shake what your mama gave you? I don't know. They didn't know neither. That's why they said he.
Why are you even using it? We got Google.
Oh my
We could've found that
God. This is so fucked up. It's like Braille and then it's got, whatever Stevie Wonder said.
See, that's how people, they be doing too much. It always evolves into too much. Every time.
So that was the one from this week. Like, it seemed like they do something every week. So now what I'm going to do is if I find one weekly, I'm going to talk about whatever Black Twitter was doing that week. So that was Black Twitter this week. They was fucking up song lyrics on purpose. So it wasn't what it sounded like. It was just them fucking them up on purpose.
Context matters.
Oh my God. What do you have, sir?
Let's see what I want to talk about. Man, Morehouse.
Man, shit.
If you are, look.
I'm not a dude. It wouldn't have worked out for me either way, but.
Yeah. Robert F. Smith's gift to Morehouse students sets a standard for others of great wealth. He has paid it forward by freeing the potential of young graduates. So he said that basically he's going to pay off their loans.
Now.
The way he framed it, he said that my family is working on a grant that will pay off y'all loans.
That does not sound as clear.
It don't. But you know what? Who gives a fuck? He's a billionaire. He can say whatever he wants to say. Period. Okay? He can lie, cheat, steal. It don't matter. He is a billionaire.
It just don't sound definite when you say it like that. Like, we're working on a grant.
It don't. But you know what? If it was not true and he just got all them young boys excited,
that'd be fucked up.
It would be fucked up, but it don't matter because he's a billionaire.
We're not gonna say that he's gonna pay off their loans, which is amazing, and also a kick in the teeth to anybody who was supposed to graduate that semester and fucked it up.
Oh man, you know how sick I'll be if I sat out that last semester. I'll just finish in 2020. Oh Jesus, I ain't going back to school. Fuck school. Fuck the system. This random lottery ass looking ass life.
Oh my nigga, that would be so fucked up if you were supposed to graduate and you didn't because you was whatever the reason was. If May 2019 was supposed to be your shit and you didn't graduate and then this nigga paying off everybody's loans, how do you go on?
Think about the people who they advisor messed up their schedule and they got to take one more class.
Oh, nigga.
Bro, they gonna be outside your car with a crowbar. When you get off of work, they just gonna be doing that old cliche ass hand they fist with the crowbar, walking towards you real slow.
Whoop your ass now.
You get your ass beat.
You gotta get your ass beat at this point. You fucked them up out of what? Who knows? Because it's an HBCU, so it's expensive. Like $48,000 a year, some shit like that is expensive as fuck to go to a HBCU. Mm-hmm. Morehouse, especially.
But imagine the kids that took least loans as possible, worked their ass off, and they roommate who took all the max loan they could get, motherfucking making it rain in the club and shit. Like,
and ain't gotta pay that shit back now. Your responsible ass ain't. Damn. It's just so many variables.
There's so many people that's sick in a whole bunch of different environments. Even out of everybody who won, there's somebody looking at somebody, yo, bitch ass done spent all that money and I've been working my ass off at Red Lobster and ain't got shit to show for it. Damn. Like, it's people in there it's people graduating right now that still got loan money in their bank account.
Yep. Oh, yeah, hell yeah. They be using that to get the first apartment when they got to move off campus. Shit.
Debt free. But, you know, I don't think this is going to set a standard because, one, it ain't enough black billionaires that's going to get out here and be willing to pay.
No.
But it also ain't that many black colleges out here.
It's not.
I mean, I do think that if it was an initiative, the wealthy black community could make college at least more affordable.
Yeah. Because, again, HBCUs are more expensive than going to a traditional college in your state. It's way more expensive.
Like, this black man was willing to say, I'll pay y'all loans off. This is about $40 million.
Yep. Damn.
Of money that...
$40 million for one graduating class. That's how, like, this is such a racket. Jesus.
But I mean, imagine if, and there's no stipulations. Like, imagine if the black community started, like the wealthy black community started building up a fund in which, with certain stipulations, they would fund people going to school. Like, we ain't really just funding you to go and make it rain in the club. We ain't funding your lifestyle while you in college. We actually funding an education the way if you show that you're dedicated to it, we can do this. Like, imagine if it looked like that, or imagine if he didn't do this for Morehouse. He just started that fund now for all HBCUs. You know what? I would be a lot more apt to tell my kids, y'all need to go to an HBCU.
Yeah.
You know they got that fund. You know what I'm saying? You know that you'll be able to succeed if you put the work in.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be a really good initiative.
It could be.
But he said we're gonna work on a grant. Don't grant come from federal government?
Normally, yes. I don't understand. And the federal
government gonna pay for a black ass school to have some.
And the grant, I mean, the loan money is federal money too. Like, they paying themselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, most of the loan, like, unless you go through like Sally Mae, the loans from the Department of Education that's federal money anyway. So I don't even know how that will work. Cause my loans I didn't get any through Sally Mae. All of mine is Department of Education, so I'm paying the government back, not Sally. Fuck Sally. I didn't even get no loans from Sally. All mine from the government, which is worse, I feel like, because they gonna get their shit.
Man, Trump don't want a black person on a $20 bill. He definitely ain't finna pay for a school full of people.
No.
Nor is Betsy DeVos.
Oh, bitch ass. Oh, I can't stand her. Oh, I can't stand her. Con man scared woman he met on Match.com and convinced her to hand over $80,000 after dating for a week.
It then, King.
There was two of these stories. There was that, and then there was man arrested after scamming dozens of women through dating apps, reportedly stolen from their purses when they slept over to his house.
Hell no, that's bad.
So it's like,
he must be real attractive.
No.
How is he not attractive?
He was
only.
Well, he's attractive by like most people's standards. I don't like super buff dudes because I feel like if you buff, that means you go to the gym, and you gonna probably want me to go to the gym, and I ain't going.
Listen, if you're not buff, you got to do way too much work to get a woman to spend the night at your house. So if he did that, how much did he scam him out of? Does it say?
Let me see. He just stole money out of purses. So
how
ain't
much
gonna be
cash
nothing.
Are these women carrying?
It can't be. No, the $80,000 was different.
I know. I'm saying with that guy.
It don't say how much money.
How much cash you carry?
I don't never. You don't even carry no purse. I have my ID in my I have my ID and my debit card in my phone. Like, I don't. And when I do have a purse, I rarely have cash. Rarely. So. And his name is Wilson Jackson.
Wilson Jackson.
Yes.
Sound like a superhero alias.
He stole from their purse while they were asleep, or using the restroom, or asked for a loan that I wish a motherfucker would ask for a loan. What? We just met. So that was Wilson Jackson. And then you have John Martin Hill. His name is so much more prestigious, and he stole so much more money. Because there's so much in the name. He has a warrant out for his arrest. He's been charged with theft by deception after he reportedly posed as a millionaire and told the victim that he wanted to buy a house with her after only dating for a week. The woman gave Hill more than $80,000. She's so stupid. $80,000 toward the purchase of a house after he told her they should live together and even took her house shopping. But as soon as Sis gave him the money, he allegedly took off. Why?
Why what?
Why would you, even if I believe that you are a millionaire, let's say I believe that shit in Gwinnett County, Georgia. Let's say I believe you. I don't care that you I'm not finna move in with you after a week. A week? That don't nothing seem suspicious about that. Or maybe I'm just a suspicious
I think you
person.
fail to understand how desperate some of these women are.
I mean, look, I'm finna be 35. I want to get married and have a baby. The clock is ticking on by. But I still not after no fucking week finna move in with no nigga. A week?
My stepmama
No way.
met my daddy while he was in prison.
I don't get that either.
I'm just saying, you do not know how desperate some of these women
Oh my
are
God.
for possibilities.
If
He was in jail with my stepmama's sister's husband, and she was coming to visit her husband, and she saw my daddy visiting with my grandma, and I guess she was like, "Hey girl, it's old handsome old man in that prison over there. They say he good. He can cook too. He be cooking for them. They say he doing good, girl. He ain't murdered nobody. He gonna be out in 6 years. I'm telling you, girl, you need to go and holler at him. I can set something up where you can come down and visit him. Okay, I'll meet him. What the fuck is wrong with you that you're coming to the jail to meet a new dude today? Is it really that fucked up on these streets?
Oh, I hope.
That you'd rather take a dude who you hope has changed his life when he get out? Because he just paid the ultimate price for his own shenanigans? Like, I ain't willing to find a man that might do some shit to go to jail. I'd rather find a man that's already gone to jail and might be better from it. I don't know what the fuck her thought process was.
Oh, Jesus. That's terrible.
Okay.
If he's a millionaire, why are you giving him $80,000? I guess so she can feel like she going in, so it's equal, like it's not his house, it's their house from the beginning. Like, what? My broke
You
ass.
a millionaire, you buy the house, and I'll pay you back.
I ain't even gonna say to pay you back, Paul. We gonna both be living there. So, like, what the fuck? Even if I had $80,000, which I don't, but if I had $80,000 that I could part with, the whole thing is stupid. Like, you have to be a special kind of desperate and stupid.
I don't think there should be a warrant out for his arrest.
What do you mean? He stole $80,000 from her.
Stole is a very harsh word.
What he did. It's what he did.
If
It's white collar crime, but it's still crime.
Man, look. If a 7-year-old go up to another kid and say the teacher told me to tell you to give me your crayon, you should go to the teacher and say, did you tell me? If you just give that person the crayon, you the fool. You the dummy. And you know what? You know what the price for being a dummy is? Your crayon is fucking gone. But you ain't getting your crayon back, okay?
That's like these people who get tripped up in these pyramid schemes. Like, people go to jail behind stuff like this. This white collar crime. They gonna arrest him for this. He gotta give her money back.
That's bullshit.
What? So he should be able to keep her $80,000.
I think $80,000 is the price you pay for your own stupidity sometimes when you do shit like that. Okay? I ain't saying he good for it. I'm saying that he's actually smarter than she is stupid.
He is.
And she should pay the price.
Because.
And you know what? She should take whatever other monies she got, because I'm sure she didn't use her whole $80,000, and have people go beat him up and take it back from him. See, that's the price he would pay for being a con artist. Not a conversation con artist, but a regular con artist.
Look, that makes less. The one with a guy, like, if you spend the night at his house and he rifled through your purse while you over there, that make more sense. And I feel worse for those women because it's like, okay, you know, you didn't expect him to go through your purse, but like, I gave you $80,000 after a week because you told me that we gonna go buy a house together. You stupid. Like, that's just a special.
I wonder
kind
if he did this after he watched the Cardi B video.
What Cardi B video?
About her drugging and robbing men, except with no drugs. All he did was set them up on a date. They clearly had a good time. Like, he set them up on a date, a good ass date too. Like, they enjoyed it enough to come back to his house.
Yeah.
Hopefully, at least the sex was good, and their money was gone in the morning.
Yeah. And you ain't even gonna notice it till you ain't with a nigga no more, because you don't get up in the morning and look in your purse. So, like, when you go to pay for some shit, that's when you gonna be like, this motherfucker.
Well, this one, you're hopeful enough. You're hopeful enough that this was a good date. This is a good guy.
Yep.
We had good sex. I'm gonna get my purse and go. You walking with pep in your step until you get the fucking Panera bread, trying to get your breakfast roll, and you be like, well, my purse has been rummaged through. The fuck? What? Wait a minute, my money is gone. What the hell?
And you call that nigga the phone off. You can't even get in touch.
But you know where he live.
True.
It ain't like you can do shit to him.
No, because you can't prove he took it. Yeah, that makes more sense to me than this nigga with the 80,000.
No,
like,
it
does. I could see that. Like, I could see somebody getting taken in by that more than like.
It don't make more sense from the con perspective. The dude who's rummaging through purses wish he would have did the $80,000 scheme. That he wish he would have.
He wasn't gonna be like, you could tell the difference. Even in looking at these pictures of them.
I seen the dude who did 80,000. He looked like an African scammer. He looked like he sending emails from Nigeria talking about I'm going to send you $20,000 to put in your bank account, cash that check, and you send me back 18,000, and you keep 2. Like, he sound like that. He looked like that.
But this dude to me looked like he rummaged through purses. Like, they both look like what they did. He looked like he rummaged through purses.
Listen. All the con artists just want to be a better con artist. The dude with the $80,000, he did good for himself. He need to get his ass beat about it, but he did good for himself.
Well, he gonna get
No, he not. He not gonna get caught. They gonna find him. He got a warrant out for his arrest. Man,
John Martin Hill probably ain't even his real fucking name.
He black as hell and look like he African. Damn sure that ain't his name. That's a white man name. He chose three of the whitest names to put together and put them together.
Because that sounds like a millionaire in his mind. He got to sound rich. He's a millionaire. John Martin Hill sound a lot better. What I said the other dude name was that was Remington versus Wilson Jackson. Wilson Jackson and John Martin Hill. I don't know. Yeah. Gotta be careful out here, ladies. Just don't be stupid. I just
listen.
I don't know what a man could do within a week.
We gotta tell women not to be stupid. We don't.
Why?
Because this ain't happening in mass. These are just the stupidest. These are just the stupidest women. Just like the stupidest men get conned by women. Okay? And a lot of men don't really get conned by women. They just weigh out the gains for the losses. But when you getting conned like that, nah, that ain't a mass message to go out. That's happened to the dumbest people amongst us. Whew. And it ain't nothing we can do about it as a society except let them. They gonna get killed by the warning labels. They gonna be the reason that we get new warning labels and new laws. You know, the reason that somebody put on the radio, don't operate this shit by water, is because enough people died doing that shit that they had to be like, okay, well, clearly people don't know that the plug and the water are not compatible. No, everybody out here ain't Benjamin fucking Franklin.
Darwin Awards, man. Darwin Awards.
Yeah. The Darwin Award is supposed to be death. That's what it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to survive it.
That's sad.
All right. Tennessee is about to become the first state in the nation to make community college free for all adults. So, I did not know this. In 2014, lawmakers created legislation in Tennessee called the Tennessee Promise Program that made tuition and fees free for recent high school graduates enrolled in a community college or technical school.
That's cool as shit.
Very.
Damn.
This year, they're rolling out, expanding that program for all adults. Anybody in Tennessee can go to school.
This what Alabama should be doing instead of trying to tell rape victims they gotta have their rapist babies.
We're gonna get Alabama right after this. I'm gonna follow right into Alabama legislation. And the governor is quoted as saying, if we want to have jobs ready for Tennesseans, we have to make sure that Tennesseans are ready for jobs. And there is no smarter investment than increasing access to high quality education. To be eligible, students must have been a state resident for at least a year before applying, maintain a 2.0 GPA, which is not high.
That's not high. That's what you...
Enroll in enough classes to be a part-time student and complete the free application for federal student aid.
Damn.
And this program will cost about $10 million once fully implemented. And will be funded by, guess what? Take a wild guess.
Lottery.
The fucking lottery that Alabama keep talking about we ain't gonna have. Georgia got it. Tennessee got it. And so let me just tell y'all what that means about Alabama. That means Alabama is doubling down on morals that don't make sense opposed to other states in the South. Because Georgia in the South, Bible Belt. Tennessee in the South, Bible Belt. But you know what? Alabama said we gonna diverge from that path of shit that makes sense and that will make our citizens have a better time and a greater experience. And we're gonna pass this fucking abortion bill that's going to really, really make a hard time for women. Oh. And not only that, but now Alabama lawmakers now want to eliminate marriage licenses. Now, if you don't know, Roy Moore was one of the first judges who said, I ain't finna sign no goddamn marriage for no gay people.
Yeah, basically.
Period. He got removed from the court for that and then subsequently ran for Senate.
He did.
He lost because it turns out that he was touching 14-year-old girls in the private areas.
And gassed them all. Was he the one that gassed them all?
Yeah, at the mall being creepy. Hey, young girls, how you like some candy? Candy. What you do if somebody in the mall came to you like that? Hey, I like that red hair. You want some candy?
Keep walking.
You just keep walking?
Yeah.
What if he just kept following you like this? Like around the mall.
I'm gonna call the police. Not the mall police. Actual police with guns. Not the mall cops. I'm gonna actually call the police.
But that was his situation. And because of that, new legislation about, marriage legalization, a whole bunch of what's the role? The judges who's supposed to sign the marriage licenses?
Justice of the peace.
I don't know. Anyway, hold on.
I think they're justices of the peace.
Probate judges.
Probate judges
were not signing that legislation. They said, we ain't signing no marriage licenses. So they're trying to eliminate marriage licenses with this legislation.
To keep them from having to sign up for same-sex marriage.
I don't think, and this is the thing, I don't think that's the only thing they're doing. Because in the legislation, which I read, they're going to eliminate the need for them to write that legislation, but what they got to do? They pretty much just have to affirm, if they meet the definition of marriage, they just have to affirm on paper that they have met that definition. Which it's not clear in the legislation whether they use a world universal definition of marriage or if they use the Alabama Constitution definition of marriage. If they use the Alabama Constitution definition of marriage, it includes a man and a woman specifically, which means that is a way to circumvent people from being able to get married in the state. And the crazy part is, with like all this legislation, it's not saying you can't get married in this state. if you're gay. It's just you just happen to fall outside of the range of what validates your union. The same thing with abortion. The abortion legislation. It keeps saying in the legislation. It keeps saying that women will not be prosecuted for abortion. Because the specific definition of abortion in this legislation is using a tool or a pill or something to terminate the pregnancy. And it's weird because what if a woman find that pill on her own and take it? And it causes her own abortion. Is she going to be prosecuted? I think she will. But she won't be prosecuted for an abortion. She will be prosecuted for attempted murder. I think that's what's going to happen. Because it's instances all over the country, and in instances of late-term abortion or late-term third trimester stuff where a woman did something to her body that impacted her pregnancy, and they bring charges against her for doing that. It's just fucked up that they would try to do that at such an early stage of the pregnancy after they have outlawed abortion. But it's just no way that they're not going to try to hold women accountable if they do something wrong. Like if a woman set up her own back alley abortion, you think that they're not going to try to prosecute her?
They're going to prosecute her. They absolutely are. You know, this week was a difficult week for some of my clients because I have rape victims on my caseload who, you know, I had to just say, just stay off social media right now. You know what I'm saying? Because for you to, and that's the thing that pisses me off about legislation like this. The people that make these decisions are not people who've actually been through this trauma, will ever go through this trauma, have an understanding of this trauma. And so while none of my folks got pregnant by their rapists, to have the world tell you that if you gotta have that baby, or you're a bad person for not wanting to have your rapist, like the trauma that itself does. And it was just a long week of people coming in, like talking about this, and you know, what do you say? I don't think it's gonna get past the Supreme Court because of how stringent it is, and including rape victims and incest victims in it. But it's just like, that shit is so infuriating to me, to sit and listen to the pain in these women's voices as they talk about this shit and think about the nonchalance that all these 12 white men passed this fucking legislation. It's just infuriating. And it's just difficult. It is difficult to sit face to face with somebody and try to help them process through that when you know, I basically just stay off social media just right now.
And be making plans to move away from Alabama at some point.
Yeah.
There are states that accommodate your life. There are states that will accommodate your choices better. But Alabama, instead of being worried about what we can do to better education or to encourage the youth that graduate to participate in school systems through helping fund ways that they can go to school, we are focused on dictating how people choose to live their lives and relationships, and inhibiting people from doing things and
getting more babies here,
having body autonomy.
More babies here that are going to be poorly educated, poorly taken care of, because you underfund all these programs. You didn't do the Medicaid extent. Like, just it's just crazy. Again, they're not pro-life. They're pro-birth. They want to get the babies here. They don't give a fuck what happens to them after they get here. Alabama is at the bottom of everything important. Everything important. Education, employment, everything. We at the bottom.
So, and as far as abortion goes, man, I just have a system upon which there is something at the top of my hierarchy that I believe in, and other things fall up under that. The top of my hierarchy as it pertains to humans is our ability to make the decisions that we want to make. That's at the top. And I understand that we are inhibited from making some decisions because it impacts other people. And I think that's where the dilemma of the abortion debate gets at, right? Because conservatives want to consider the semen as soon as it come out of the man as a human, right?
Basically, yeah.
And so that begs the question, how much of another person is your decision impacting? But the question for me is, when does a life become a life? And when does that life trump the other life? Because I read something on Facebook the other day that said that an embryo has more rights than a woman. And an embryo that will become a female has more rights than she will when she's born.
Yep. Yeah, that's
because of how the dialogue is currently framed in our society. Yep. And like I said, this whole dialogue is being led by men.
Yep.
Who think girls got cooties and ain't got no business in politics, ain't got no business driving cars, ain't got no business making decisions. All y'all are going to be are hosts for our babies. And that's going to be the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem. They leading this dialogue and this bullshit.
It very much is. So, Wendy Williams' husband was out here cheating, had been cheating forever. And our side chick got pregnant, side chick had a baby, they getting a divorce, it's the whole thing. Now their son is involved. Apparently, the son and the husband, who has his name, so it's Senior and Junior, got into an altercation. And Junior is being charged with assault on Senior.
How old is Junior?
Junior, he's maybe 18, 19. Older teen. He's not like adult, but he ain't a kid either. They apparently got into an argument, and Kevin Sr. is saying that Wendy Williams is brainwashing Kevin Jr. But my nigga, at that age, he know you ain't shit for fucking around on his mama. Like, he don't need her to tell him that. Like, him being mad at you does not automatically equal her brainwashing him. He could really just think you ain't shit for what you're doing. Possible. 100% possible. And it's just fucked up. You know, that's a terrible situation.
And people use the term brainwash in these instances very fucking lightly. Like, brainwashing ain't as simple as saying, hey, your dad, like, if you've been a stand-up dad for his whole life, ain't nothing nobody could do short of electrocuting the boy brain to change that. So if that turnaround was this fast, you ain't really been stand-up enough.
No.
For the kid to support you unconditionally, the way it seems like he's supporting his mama unconditionally.
Well, and you know, he trying to get spousal support from Wendy and all of this shit. And I think I saw something about child support too, which he's at the very youngest 18. You ain't getting no child support for him, bro. He's an adult. That's not how that works. But just like the fact that insult to injury, like you went and made another baby that everybody knows about, that he was taking money Wendy was giving him to give to this woman. And on top of that, now you think that she finna pay you money? Like, and you're, well, yeah, she probably, well, I don't know. This was a very, like, it depends on if they had a prenup, and if they had a prenup, if it was contingent upon him having infidelity, because she got proof of his infidelity in the form of a fucking baby. This ain't just him cheating. He got a whole goddamn baby out here, so she might not have to. Mary J. Blige didn't have no baby. Who was the other person? Somebody else ended up paying a lot of money out to their significant other. But there's a baby involved here, so she might not have to pay him shit.
Maybe not.
But
maybe
I just think it's fucked up.
The people who gonna be ruling on this think women have cooties and are the hosts, or think that women are the hosts for the man babies. So you just never know. They be giving men light sentences out here.
True. Hopefully, I don't like when kids are brought into the middle of it, because truthfully, that the marriage was between he and Wendy. I get why the son would be upset though. Hopefully that somehow can be resolved. But Kevin Senior seemed like a douchebag, and so he just seemed like an asshole anyway. Like minus all of this that didn't happen here recently, he just seemed like the kind of person you want to punch in the face. I'm not surprised Junior punched him in the face. Some people just got punchable faces.
They do. But punching that face is assault.
It is. But like,
as Junior is currently experiencing.
Yeah, but you look like a bitch. You gonna really press charges on your son for punching you in the face who you just cheated on his mom? Like, you look like a horrible person, Senior.
He is a horrible person. So it goes with the situation. All right. My mouse went away, so I can't click on anything. Let me use the touchscreen part of this. This is my last one. Amongst other things, I'm not going to talk about these ones, I guess, because I want to talk about the other one. Wranglers, Lil Nas, Old Town Road collection slammed as cowboy cultural appropriation.
White people, big man.
Maybe we'll talk about that next week or something. Dog put down to be buried with owner according to her will. That's that bullshit. But what
I wanted to be able to rant about that. Damn. It's fucked up.
Maybe we'll do it later. Because we got to have time for these questions. But this is what I'm going to talk about. Laverne Cox wants to stop the erasure of trans men in abortion conversations. So I know that statement sounds a bit off, but trans men who have not had any surgeries or anything have a working female system.
Yes.
So if they were to be raped, they could become impregnated, in which to me it sounds like this population would need abortions more than any other population, considering that what that pregnancy may do. Now, I'm not even debating all that. All I'm saying is there is a group of people out here that, because we like to see what the natural inclination of men gonna be like, oh, you want to be a man, you don't want to be a man, why you want to talk about abortion? No, I mean,
that's not what I was.
So it's just different.
It is.
It's very different. What are your thoughts? You can't formulate your words.
I'm trying to think of how to say it.
Just say it.
It's just kind of like, when we say Black Lives Matter and they say all lives matter, it's not that I get it, and I get why that would be an issue, but it's just kind of like, it's hard enough right now in this conversation with just trying to get the rights for these women. Like, it's almost impossible, it seems like. And I don't know, it's just frustrating to me, I guess would be the word.
I guess so. In order for it to be valid, I would want to know if this statement was fueled by how much this has happened. Because if it's happened enough and we just don't know about it because we ain't really looking for trans crimes and what happens,
I guess that would
then
make
I
a
understand.
difference.
But if it's more like hypothetical, like when All Lives Matter came out saying, white people get killed in the streets too. Where they at, Becky? Where the videos? There's one video of a white kid getting shot in the car, and that's all I've seen in a span of 7 years. It's the same thing. Like if it's not really abundant, then it's really just inserting yourself into the conversation.
And sometimes I feel like that happens a little bit with trans issues, especially when it comes to women's issue, and then them saying, well, you can't leave us out of the conversation. It's like, but this wasn't a conversation that was being had as it pertains to y'all until we trying to get these rights over here. And now it's like, oh, but us too over. It's like, that just frustrates me because it's hard enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard enough. Like, let us.
The difficulty with the trans conversation for me, especially when it comes to trans women, is why would you want to be classified as the same as women? I don't.
But they do.
I know. But it would seem to be more beneficial to have your own identity carved out for all that does and doesn't mean.
Well, what I've heard, the explanation for that is that the dysphoria of them is that they are women in their mind and their spirit. They're women. Carving out a whole other separate entity would still be saying that they're not women. It would still be feeding into that dysphoria, I guess.
But it absolutely, that dialogue comes from a world that they wish we had rather than the one that we have.
Very much so.
Which means they're not taking into account the context of what we understand sexuality to be and how they are represented in the outliers of that.
Yep.
You know, and the reality is that's how our world is. And so having your own carved out identity, to me, would seem to be more valuable as a group. You know, it would seem to, like, search for your own validation. Stop looking, like, I would think that it would be more beneficial not to look for validation and being accepted by society as a part of this group, considering the context by which
you would think
your circumstances exist.
But they want to be equal. And again, I guess my frustration comes in when they normally when I'm hearing that they want to be equal is when we're fighting for something for women, like for some kind of right that we have been trying to get, because this shit has been going on, women's rights, forever. But it's like, oh, but us too. And it's like, but it's a separate thing though. Like, it's not the same. For me, again, it's like Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. It detracts from what the current topic is.
And it's just, but I mean, I know it sounds bad to have this conversation, but like a trans man still has a risk of having ovarian cancer.
Yep.
A man does not have a risk of having ovarian cancer. Mm-hmm. So at a certain point in time, you do have to identify to your doctors that you were at birth a woman. Mm-hmm. And so you're at risk for woman issues. If we completely...
Breast cancer too.
Well, men can have breast cancer.
Can you have breast?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Men can have breast cancer. It's not to the degree because we don't got meat up under where our pecs at, all that extra meat y'all got. It's so much more room for cancer to fester. But that don't mean it can't happen to men. Men get breast cancer every now and then.
Okay.
What?
To meat.
I mean, this is what would traditionally be known as titty meat. I don't know what a scientific term for that is.
Oh God, breast tissue. What?
Breast overages, like a bank account. Some of y'all went over just a little bit, but some of y'all, damn, y'all overdrawn like a motherfucker.
I can't.
Cole Jackson likes deeply overdrawn bank accounts in the form of titty meat.
He must have said something on the show because y'all were talking about that shit in the group, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
They got a letter either last week or the week before last, and somebody was like, "Cole Jackson, give some love to the A cups."
Oh,
and he was like, "No."
Oh, that's rude. They can't help
because
it.
I like titties. Somebody come and put the titties.
Okay, now if you gonna have meat positivity, then you're gonna have to have breast pie. You can't do that to A cups. It's rude. They can't help that shit. You can't do nothing about that.
I mean, look, he was forced into a corner, okay? Somebody put a gun in his head and said 8 cups. And he couldn't betray what he believed in. You know what? I respect it. I respect 8 cups. I respect all cups, okay?
That's rude.
But I understand.
It's rude.
I understand the balance.
It's rude. It goes back to the meat positivity then. If you have a small meat, then you should be able to understand the difference. The balance. It's the same
meat
goddamn
positivity
thing.
meat positivity ain't between men and women to me. Meat positivity is self. It's like self-esteem. Meat positivity is like self-esteem for your penis.
Yeah, but your self-esteem or your penis esteem is vastly impacted by women's opinion of it. So like,
it is. But listen, I gotta tell y'all something else about meat positivity. Okay, you can't have too high meat positivity if your meat don't meet where your positivity is psychologically. All right, I'm just gonna tell you that. You can't stand out here like Mandingo and you ain't got the Mandingo package. All right. What you need to know about that situation is you can still be 100% satisfied with your meat, because it's not about your meat. It's about pleasing the woman.
Oh, I hate you.
You need to get your hand game up. You need to get your tongue game up. You need to get your foreplay game up. If you get all of that stuff up, then all you need is 10% meat.
Oh, I hate you.
I'm just telling you what women have said. This is what women say. A woman wants to be pleased by her mate. She wants some orgasms. If it can be done with the meat, fine. Okay? There's plenty of women out here who have gone from a man who pleased her extremely in the bed, and they've gone to men who don't have that same level of pleasing, but they have other qualities that make that man fuck-wittable. You know it.
Oh, God.
You know it. Quit acting like you don't know because you don't like having these kind of conversations. You know it.
I'm done. I want to talk about the dog.
Okay, let's talk about the dog. Okay, a woman wrote in her will that when she died, her dog is going to be put down too and buried with her.
Fucked up. Why the fuck does he have to die? Because if he had died first, was they gonna put her ass down to put in the casket with him? No. So why the fuck should he have to die?
I knew that was about to happen.
That's fucked up. He shouldn't have to die because she died. Hell, that ain't his fault. He outlived her.
Look at the dog.
Oh. He looked like this some old bullshit. Like his face looked like. That is so fucked up. Look, I love my dogs. I would never ever put no kind of stipulation like that in my goddamn will. It's rude as hell. Now, whoever get my money, you gonna take care of these dogs. As a part of it, now that I would do, but like I'm not gonna say you gotta be put down because I died before you. That's fucked up.
Well, they did it.
She rude as hell. Because again, if the tables were turned and he had died, she was not gonna die with him. She wasn't gonna get killed. They wasn't gonna put her ass down. Fucked up. Humans are shit. Shit. Terrible.
We are. We're garbage. Trash can juice.
Basically. Fuck you gonna put that dog down because he's still out here living and thriving. You died. That's the way it means.
Dog was like, I'm living my best life. I don't give a fuck about these niggas. And then he's like, what's that needle?
It's rude as fuck, man. Dog shouldn't have had to die. Fuck
I don't know
her.
how they kill him. Did they give him a pill or something?
It's either injection with a needle or gas.
Oh. Yeah, that lady's so crazy.
That's fucked up as hell. Okay, I just wanted to say it was fucked up.
It's real messed up.
Fuck.
All right, so we going back to the questions, everybody.
Right.
I'm going to have a post on the Facebook page for you to respond to any of the questions or any stories that we talked about with your thoughts and your ideas. And let's continue. Wait a minute. Did we ask what's your best childhood memory?
I think that's how I got to Sims.
It is. What's your pet peeve?
So many.
I know you got like a whole bunch.
I don't know. That's a hard one.
Let's find something, the pettiest pet peeve you got.
I don't think any of them are petty.
A lot of them are petty. A lot of them are useless. A lot of them are just like it's just not. It's not worth it.
Like what? Give me what? What are my pet peeves that are petty? I don't have petty pet peeves.
I mean, I don't know what they are until I see them. But you got some. Me rubbing my feet on the carpet.
There's a reason for that.
There's a reason, but still. On the outside, it looked petty. It's like, don't rub your feet on the carpet. Okay?
Now I gotta explain. Listen, my dad, when he would drink, he would get barefoot and rub his feet on the carpet, and it just became, I can't stand it. Like, it fucks with me something tough. So there's a reason for it. It's not just this crazy thing that
it's not crazy. I said it's petty. It's just tiny. It's just from the outside looking in.
It is.
People will stare at you and be like, "The fuck is that about?" It's about something. But for people that you ain't close enough
to explain
it to, they just gonna be like, "Okay." Like you did it. If somebody was doing that at work and you said, "Please stop." I
have. Don't fucking do that.
But like they, the fact that they don't know why you're doing that is petty. I'm gonna tell you mine, and it's universal, and it goes all over the place.
I don't know if I know it.
And you might have saw it the other day when somebody leave a top off of a marker.
Oh my God.
That is the most, like if somebody at a dry erase board is talking with the marker in their hand, the only thing I see is that fucking marker moving and drying out. And I'm like, please put the top on that fucking marker. Please.
Why does that bother you so much?
I have no idea.
We walked by a marker that was out and he was like, come on, man. He was so upset about it.
Bruh, what's finna happen is they finna take that marker and try to write in their book and wonder why ain't no fucking ink going on the pad. And it's gonna because your dumb ass left the top off. But you know what? I saved you from that problem. Now you gonna come and take the top off and your top gonna be purely refreshed, and now you can go ahead and finish.
Yeah, I didn't know that there was a pet peeve.
It like if somebody's aboard with a pen in their hand talking, I don't hear shit they saying, and I don't know where that came from. I just know that when you leave something open in the air, and the air start drying out the top of it,
but it's a marker.
But that you can apply that to food.
I guess
you can apply that to bread.
If
you leave your fucking bread exposed to air, that shit gonna get hard.
No, I get it, but I don't get why you get so upset about it.
Upset ain't the word. It's more like irritated with some simple shit.
Yeah, because you was like, come on, man.
Like, damn. What kind of hurry were you in to not take the top off of the bottom of the marker and put it back on the top of the marker where it was supposed to be to preserve your marker?
That's funny.
That's mine.
And it's petty.
It is. That's mine, though. I never address it with nobody.
Because that was the first time in all the years that I've known you that I've seen that. Well, I don't think I've ever been around you in an uncapped marker before either.
Yeah, that's like, it's not much room for that shit to happen.
True, it's not.
Because you'll never be at my house and see an uncapped marker. So we got to be somewhere else where it ain't my marker. That's what we got to be somewhere else.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
All right. What personality trait has gotten you in the most trouble?
Sarcasm.
Did I tell you about Reginald D. Hunter?
No.
Reginald D. Hunter is this dude in Britain who is from Georgia. He been living over there for like 12 years.
I think when we did the show with Michael, y'all maybe talked about it.
Yeah, he told a joke about sarcasm.
Okay.
He said that when I was a kid, he had this joke about his mama being like no nonsense. Mm-hmm. And she would always do this thing where she would say, I can show you better than I can tell you.
Mm-hmm. All black
and he inevitably would get his ass beat. And he got tired of that. And he said when he got a little bit older, I started toying around in something that was, I tried it the first time and it felt good. So I tried it more and I kind of got hooked on it. It was sarcasm. And he said that, after he had tried enough sarcasm and built up the courage to use some on his mama, she said, I could show you. He did something. She said, well, I guess I can show you better than I can tell you. And he said, well, maybe if you had a better vocabulary, you could tell me instead of show me. He said, subsequently, she continued to show me.
You can't get sarcastic with mama. Yeah, no. It's so much a part of my personality that I don't even recognize that I'm being sarcastic sometimes until somebody points it out. So what I've had to do is learn to be receptive of when somebody calls me out on that shit, because it's very possible that I could have been, or it could have come across as me being sarcastic, even if I wasn't intending for that to be the case. So, but my sarcasm, like, it's like breathing. It's just a part of my everyday. So
mine would probably be my sense of logic.
Yep.
And rationality.
Because it's too rational.
Somebody described me one time as like the Spock of the friend group type situation.
Yeah.
It's like, but I get emotions and I understand, but a lot of times emotion and shit don't matter at this moment. Like, okay, the shit you doing don't make sense. I understand this other part to it, but
yeah.
So my issue in relationships has mostly been because the best way I can describe it is that I want there to be a formula for how a relationship works.
There's that one.
I want there to be a B times X equals Y type shit where it's like, okay, this type of person matched with this type of person with these kind of upbringings equals this kind of relationship, and it's good. And that is where it's caused me the most problems. I know it's not like that.
No.
But I've tried to figure out a way to put that on paper. And I'm just now getting to the point where I've accepted there not being a formula. But from that, I got other stuff I got to work on. But that sense of rational thinking leads me to think with my head more than I think with my heart. I go with what makes more sense more than what feels the best. So it really kind of limits me in a lot of environments where emotional output is better output than
rational
output. What is the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Best piece of advice I've ever received. I don't know.
Just because it's hard for us to come up with this, y'all gonna have plenty of time to do it.
Yeah.
On their Facebook posts. What is the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Yeah, that would be something I'd have to think about.
I had to think about it too. So maybe we'll have to get on the Facebook page and do
we'll
that.
have to answer that one on the Facebook page.
If you had to pick a new name for yourself, what name would you pick?
I don't know that I would pick I mean, my name is plain. It's plain as fuck. Okay, it is. And I can't tell you how many times I've been out and I've heard my name and they weren't talking to me. But I also get very irritated when I hear people with extremely unique names that don't make no goddamn sense. So I would much rather have my name than Audacity or some other shit. So I don't know that I would change it.
I like my name.
Am I right with it?
They be like, your name sound like a movie star name. That's what people be saying.
Well, your brother turned it into.
Well, shit. I'm ready to be Charlie Murphy. I want him to get rich and famous. I'm telling y'all, as soon as my brother say I hit this big role, we ain't never got shit to worry about ever again. And after he get a good first season in and get some checks and start cashing in,
You gonna be Charlie Murphy.
I'm gonna be Charlie Murphy. I'm going out there and I'm enrolling in acting classes. I'm gonna go get my counseling license. I'm gonna be counseling up and coming struggling actors.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm gone. And whatever movies he producing, I'm gonna be in the side of them. Be right in the back.
Charlie Murphy.
That's JD brother. Mm-hmm. I'm his.
That's funny.
My brother thinks very highly of me. And the way that he talk about it, it just be funny to me, man. Cause he was like, Eddie, what you be doing to people? And I'm like, what do you mean? He was like everybody like you. Like, what you be doing? Because I used to work at Red Lobster in Pineville, North Carolina. Charlotte, North Carolina is the town that Red Lobster was in, was Pineville. Mm-hmm. And I worked there first. And I moved out from my sister's house and came back down here. And my brother moved up there at some point. And I said, you need to go get you a job at Red Lobster. You know, they know me up there. He went there, got a job, and just was working. And at some point, they was like, he said, y'all know my brother? They were like, yeah. He said life changed for him at that Red Lobster at that point. He said he went from nobody talking to him to people greet him every day. He found new people to smoke with. He was going out to restaurants with people after that. He was like, what do you be doing to people? I just be myself, man. Just be myself. It's funny.
It's hilarious.
Y'all, we'll have to get my brother on the show. He just funny as shit.
Yeah. Have we had JD on the show?
No, we were supposed to, but he was chilling with a big girl.
Oh, yeah. Man, listen. Whenever your brother be here and I come over, it's always like, who is that? I don't know.
I don't know. He's somebody he found out in these streets.
Oh, he good at doing that.
I keep my name.
Yeah, I would too.
All right. We'll finish the rest of the questions next week. Well, not the rest of them, but we got a lot of them to go through. But anyway, you got anything else on your mind?
I do not.
All right. Well, until we come to the next conversation.
We out.
Holla.